Welcome back to another episode of Anything and Everything, except this time it's not with Angel and Enrique.
Hey.
It is with Emmaley and Enrique.
Hi.
Say hi to the world.
Hi, world.
So, this is Emmaley, my wife. She's the mysterious voice on the side of the camera that you never see sometimes, or the hands that come into lens. Show me your hands so they can recognize you. You see? Okay, now you know who she is. So last week we didn't have an episode because Angel was sick. He's doing a lot better now, but he's not currently in New Jersey. He took a trip to New Jersey, so we weren't able to record last week. And then he's working like 6 days this week, so we couldn't find time.
Last week at Safaris.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So he's trying to spend as much time there as he can.
Yeah, as you guys remember, he got transferred to housekeeping at the Contemporary.
Voluntarily. It's where he wants to go.
Yeah,
but
he transferred. So unfortunately, we were not able to record together this week. And instead of just missing another week of podcasting, Emmaley and I decided that we would record an episode together. And this is with Angel's permission. Don't worry. He knows all about this. He knows this is happening.
He knows he's being replaced. Okay.
No, he's not being replaced.
You can't replace Angel.
I don't think anyone can replace Angel. So yeah, we're going to do a quick little episode. Probably won't be a full hour. Mostly because I have to get to work soon, but so I figured I'd bring on Emmaley here and we could just maybe talk about our lives together, our story, how we met, all that fun stuff. I don't know if anyone actually cares about that, but we'll do it anyway.
Fun stuff. Yeah.
So where do you want to start? Well, first of all, you want to give yourself a little introduction? Let people know kind of who you are.
I'm Emmaley. I grew up in Georgia. Moved to Ohio briefly, where I met Enrique, and then he left to go on the college program for Disney, and decided that he wanted to stay, which you probably already know that much from his introduction. He decided he wanted to stay, and so we decided we'd get married and we'd both stay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of just
short of it.
That's the short of it. I'm a dog trainer.
Yeah.
I was a dog trainer in Ohio, which is why I was kind of there. And apparently Disney has something called the Aspire program where they cover college.
That's pretty cool.
So I was like, that's kind of cool. So let me try that. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I've been working for Disney for like
2.5 years?
2.5 years now.
Almost.
And I just finally got accepted into the Aspire program.
Well, to be fair, you didn't really try much before.
I didn't really try that hard before, but I finally went for it, and I start in January.
What's your degree?
As long as I finish all the random paperwork stuff that they're asking for.
All the paper. I love paper.
Because I'm under 24, so there's some paperwork and stuff that they want to prove that I'm a Florida resident and that I'm independent. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
What did you ask?
I said, what's your degree in?
Oh, it's going to be biology and pre-vet. Yeah. And I think I get to jump right into regular biology classes as my first class.
That's cool.
So I'll kind of get to decide if that's the degree I want to stick with or not before I get the other basic stuff. Because
you want to eventually, what's your career goal? Why you want to?
I would love to work at Animal Kingdom. It's competitive, but I'm competitive. So.
But not just work at Animal Kingdom. She wants to work with
with the animals.
Work with the animals, care for the animals, stuff like that.
It's probably gonna be a while before I get there. In the meantime, I'm trying to get over to Animal Kingdom as a regular cast member, so I can at least be in the vicinity of that area and start talking to people and getting to know leadership in that area and stuff. Because you've been stuck at Epcot
for 2 years.
Yeah, I've been at Epcot for 2 years, so it's time.
Yeah, so that's the short introduction of Emmaley. I guess we can go over how we met. So essentially, we go to the same church. That's where we met. We met in our they call it the Young Single Adult Ward. Basically, it's a place where people from the age of 18 to 35 can go if they're not married. And the ultimate goal is to meet your spouse, but ultimately it's just to hang out with people your age and have fun and go out and do activities together while also learning the gospel. It's really cool. So we were in that ward together, and she had just recently moved to Ohio. Well, I guess you'd been there for a while by the time I met you.
Yeah, I'd been there for a while, but I think I had recently broken up with my long distance boyfriend a few months before.
Yeah. And I got out of a relationship earlier that year that was really, really bad. So I was single for a while. I was like, I don't want anything to do with girls right now. I just want to be by myself and like live life, whatever. Because I was like, I wasn't able to live much life before that. And then it got to a point, I was like, I knew I was going to the college program. And so I told myself, and I told everyone around me, I was like, I'm going to stay single till I go to Florida. I'm not going to meet anybody before I go to Florida. That's too complicated. That's like, it's going to make things too difficult. Like, I just want to be on my own so I don't have anything to worry about. And then I got lonely. So, like around August, or late July, early August, my friend, Matt, I kind of confided in him because we were in similar situations where we had just gone out of a bad relationship. I was like, hey man, I don't know how to talk to girls. I was just straight up with
This is true.
I was like, I don't know what I'm doing around women. I'm not gonna lie. It's been too long since I've had to like be flirty with anyone, and I can't do it. I need a wingman. So he was like, all right, I'll be your wingman. So shout out to Matt Benton. He tried to set me up with a couple of different girls, and I was kind of like, I don't know about that one, blah, 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 blah. He actually tried to set me up with her cousin first.
/ roommate.
Which, nothing wrong with her. She's just like, I don't think we would have vibed together, and I think you can agree with that our personalities wouldn't really match that well. But, because I didn't know it was her cousin at the time, and her roommate at the time. Because we were all in one big friend group, so it was a little complicated. But after that, he was like, oh, well, he was texting me in church. He was like, what about the girl sitting next to you? And it ended up being Emmaley because we all sat together as one big group. I didn't really know her yet because, again, I don't know if I just wasn't hanging around Matt that much. And how long had you been friends with, like, Matt and Heidi? Like, how long have you been sitting with them in church and stuff? Because I don't remember seeing
I don't
much
think
before.
we'd been sitting with them that often.
Yeah.
I think the week that happened was one of the first couple weeks that like both of them sat together with us because they were kind of newly together. They'd only been together, I think, for a few months.
Yeah.
Okay. At that time.
So yeah, we ended up sitting next to each other, and then he was like, "Oh, what about that girl next to you?" I was like, "Oh, she's kind of cute." And he goes, "Oh, well, she's taken." And I was like, "What? Why would you do that to me?" And then he said it was like more complicated, so whatever. Basically, he was like, "You need to be better than this other guy that she's talking to." And I was like, "Okay."
So little did he know, because he wasn't in on all the information. I don't think Heidi really was either until soon after. But I had broken up with him, I think, a couple months before that.
Gotcha.
But he didn't know that.
Yeah.
He knew that I had a boyfriend, but didn't know that it had ended.
Sick. So yeah, then a few weeks went by. We didn't talk to each other. We kept sitting next to each other at church. I just never got up the nerve to say anything to her because, again, didn't know what I was doing with women.
Yeah, and after the end of every like church session, Matt would come up to me like separately, and he'd be like, "So how are things going with Enrique?" And I'd be like, "They're not.
They're not going."
Until I think after a few weeks of sitting silently together, I wanted to have something to report to like tell him, how things were going. So I finally, after church ended, turned over to Enrique, and I was like, "So how's life?"
Yeah, that's all she says. How's life?
And then we started chatting for like good 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, the conversation went really well.
We got each other's Instagrams. We continued to chat, and then we went on some dates.
Went on a few different dates, and then then we made things official and dated for like, let's see, we got together officially on October 18th.
Daisy's birthday, my sister.
Sorry, August 18th, not October 18th.
Oh, right.
I'm so sorry.
The month before my sister's birthday. 2 months before my sister's birthday.
And it was really funny because it was at like 1 a.m. and we were like, we want to get together. Because I'd asked her previously, and she was like, maybe not yet. And then at 1 a.m. she's like, well, maybe I do want to.
Via Instagram chat, actually.
Yeah, I asked her in person the first time, and she was like, I don't know, not yet. And I was like, okay, sure, whatever. And she texted me at 1 a.m. being like, hey, actually, I like you.
And what's funny is like this conversation was like much less text-wise. It was like less personable than usual, I guess, because it was very like a matter-of-fact conversation.
Yeah.
Because it was very I would
You're
like,
like,
I
hey,
would
I
like
want to
to be,
revisit that.
I would like to revisit that conversation. And then it was very like, imagine, like a contract being written. That's kind of what that conversation was like. My fault, but like it was. I was like, yeah, this will only work if you are, don't remember. It was
There's a lot of
time ago.
qualifications.
But it was like, you know, you gotta be your person. I'll be my person, and we'll be our own people together. Because also based on things he had said from his previous relationship, I was like, I need you to like be yourself.
Yeah.
Like don't do something just because you think I'm gonna like it. Like it's okay to like different things.
Yeah.
And things like that. So that's kind of how our relationship started.
Communication's key, guys.
Yeah.
Basically.
It was a very communicable conversation.
Yeah, that word.
Yeah. Whatever that word is.
No, so then we dated for a couple months and I left to Florida in October. Yeah, which she knew about before we got together, so it's not like I just up and left. So that happened, and then I was in Florida, and like 4 months into my program or something like that, 4 or 5 months, I was at another church activity with some friends, and we were all kind of standing around talking to each other, and they were like, oh, well, how are you liking Florida so far? Like, are you going to stay? Are you going to go back home? Because it's very common that people in that ward go home like after their program, because a lot of people are on their college program for Disney. And so I was like, yeah, I don't know. I really like it here. I want to stay. Like, I don't really have that much going on in Ohio besides like family and stuff, which obviously family is important. But I was like, but I do have like a girlfriend back home that I have to get back to. So like, you know, I don't want to leave her there. And we're like, dude, just get married and move down here. And I was like, huh, I never considered that.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's so 6 months into our relationship, 4 or 5 months into our relationship, it sounds kind of crazy, but it's very common in in our culture.
Yeah. Well, and after he had that conversation, I remember him messaging me on Snapchat. I think that night he was like,
can we talk?
He was like, so one of my,
I think I asked to call you.
I think it was over text.
I'm pretty sure something like that I would have called you
Maybe
before.
But you were saying how someone at your church brought up an interesting idea and that we needed to talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah, true. So I called her up and I was like, this isn't how I proposed. Don't worry.
Yeah,
I did give a proposal.
We just chatted.
But I was like, hey, so like, I know we're only 4 or 5 months into our relationship, but like, how would you feel about maybe getting married eventually and like moving down to Florida? And she was actually really receptive to it. I was surprised. I was not expecting her to be so.
The only thing that I was like hesitant about was the Florida part.
Yeah, she thinks Florida's gonna randomly sink into the ocean one day.
Not genuinely, but kind of just like it could, you know.
Because she was like, the water levels are rising. I'm like, yeah, but the Florida's not gonna sink instantaneously. So that was the toughest part, was just convincing her to actually live in Florida. But she was happy.
And now there's like dual hurricanes over in the coast.
There's like there's dueling hurricanes.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, I guess.
Humberto and something else. Imelda. Yeah. So anyway, a couple months go by. She comes down and visits me for Valentine's Day, even though I don't think it was intentionally for Valentine's Day. It just so happened to be that same week.
So my work schedule, I would consistently have 2 days off a week. And so every now and then I would just schedule a flight to come in early one of those mornings. And then I would leave late on the second night of the day that I had off. Mm-hmm. So it just kind of fell in my days off.
Yeah. So she was there, I think, the day after Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. Holy cow. Valentine's Day. My brain. Sorry. Day after Valentine's Day. And I had already had this whole thing planned up for like a month or so now. I was like, I'm going to do this, and we're going to go to Tron, and then we're going to go to fireworks, and I'm going to propose right before the fireworks, and then we're going to go to be our guest to celebrate. And so I had this whole plan, and everything that day that could go wrong went wrong.
I'm not just along for the ride. I didn't know. I was
had no idea what was going on. I'm not going to go into detail of that right now because that would take like the rest of the episode. But basically, things kept going wrong, and we kept going behind on schedule and everything. And by the time we got to be our guest, I think we were like 10 minutes late. We were like, please, we're here. Let us in. I
remember the Tron part. Like, you were really stressed about being late. And I was like, it's fine.
And then the line took forever. Because it was the previews. It was the cast previews for Tron. So I want to do something special and like bring her on when like, you know, the general public wasn't allowed on the ride yet. But it worked out. I proposed right in front of the castle. Not right in front, kind of off to the side in front, which he wasn't the happiest about. But
so he had asked me how I felt about being proposed to in front of a crowd. And I was like, not a fan. But he did do it during fireworks, so most everyone wasn't looking.
No one was looking at
The
us.
only reason people looked was because all of your coworkers started cheering super loud.
Because it was right in front of where I worked, and I told them all about it. So they were all sitting out the window watching. Like,
And so only then did a couple of people like look behind them and be like, huh? But yeah, I mean, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I did it like
It was
semi-privately, as privately as you can in Disney World,
Yeah.
basically.
It's like
But-
kind of both. So we're both preferences.
Yeah, so then we went and we had dinner at Be Our Guest. Oh, the video's on my TikTok somewhere, by the way, at Q Vocality. If you want to go find it, just scroll down a little bit.
Yeah. If you're curious.
So then we went to Be Our Guest. It was a beautiful dinner, a beautiful night, whatever. And then she had to go back home, and so we were apart from each other for another 4 months, I think. 'Cause
Yeah.
we got engaged 6 months in, and then got married 10 months in.
I feel like we did long distance really well because I never
too.
felt like we were super far apart
Mm-hmm.
because we would chat all the time. We would talk about each other's days just over text. We would
Yeah.
call regularly. And I had been in a long distance relationship before, and it's probably both of our faults with my previous relationship. I don't think either of us were really great about reaching out, but with Enrique and I's relationship, like we would just, I never felt like he was far away.
Yeah, we always
And I
call
think that's
FaceTime.
the main difference
Mm-hmm.
and what really made our relationship.
For sure. Yeah, so
And visiting regularly, that was
the regular visits is nice.
Yeah.
So in those 4 months, we had to plan a wedding, because basically I would have like just a few days turnaround time between my program ending and starting my full-time career at Disney. So we had to get the wedding planned as soon as possible. It wasn't anything grand. It wasn't a huge, fancy wedding, but it was nice. If you're not familiar with our faith, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, we a lot of the times we'll get married in the temple, and we get sealed for time and all eternity. So it's a really special ceremony, and it's a really beautiful, beautiful place, and the venue is free because that's just you get to go and do it for free. Besides like all the fees for like the wedding, the marriage license, and all that stuff. So in those 4 months, I went back to Ohio a couple times, I think, to get our marriage license together in the Franklin County court offices or whatever.
And I couldn't come visit because we had to put money aside for the wedding. So basically that February visit, I think, was the last time I went to Florida.
Mm-hmm. And then I went to Ohio. I went to Ohio at least once in between there. I don't know if
I
it
think
was twice. But I felt really bad because I was in Florida and I couldn't really help all that much except for like ideas and like.
So I had some
different
creative
things.
freedom.
Yeah. So she actually did a really good job. She planted like her own plant, like live plants at home, and those were like our centerpieces. That was really cool.
Yeah.
A really cool touch. We didn't have to
I'm sad we
hire
didn't
a
take one
florist.
home. I forgot to take
My
one.
family still has theirs.
Oh, yeah? Is it alive?
Yeah.
Really?
It's still doing well.
Wow.
Yeah. At least last time I was there.
Yeah.
But so we didn't have to hire a florist because she grew her own flowers and used those as the centerpieces, which I thought was really cool. And then we had like a little like sandwich buffet thing and had some basic decorations and tablecloths and whatnot. It was really cute for the reception. It was really, really cute.
Shout out to my mom.
Yeah, no,
helping with the food.
her mom and her family were a huge
I
help
know.
in getting all that put together.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate that.
They kind of just took care of the food. That was great.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. And then we had a little like choreographed first dance and everything.
Yeah,
Which
that was
really
Enrique's
cute.
one request was that we learn a dance.
Yeah, I wanted to choreograph
And
dance.
this was mostly coordinated long distance.
Yeah. We had like 2 or 3 times to practice in person before the actual
Yeah.
for the actual wedding. So it wasn't like the most perfect first dance. There was some slip ups and I forgot a move or two, but I think it was
And like
cute.
my dress was like over
Little
my
too long.
feet. Like it was a little too long. So like I had to like try to hike it up around my waist and like tie it so that I wouldn't keep tripping on it during the
Yeah.
dance. So that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a little bulky around here.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's okay.
it's-
It's really funny though. When we were getting actually like the actual marriage ceremony when we were getting married, the way it works is like you show up to the temple, and then you get changed inside and do stuff and do the
Mhm.
ceremony and then you head out. And it was really funny because Emily was running late. I was there in my suit ready to go.
all professional, all looking nice.
And she comes in and she's wearing leggings and like a long sweater.
And let me tell you, these leggings, I've had them for a while. And I did not realize until I saw a video of someone taking a video of me walking into the temple that they're a little like see-through because they're like had stretched a little bit. So not only was I just wearing leggings, they were like a little.
Yikes.
But then afterwards, I got changed.
Yeah, she had time to get changed into her
yeah.
wedding dress, and she looked very beautiful and
Yeah.
everything like that. So that was fun. And now we live in Florida.
And now we're married.
We didn't really have time for a honeymoon after the wedding. We kind of we spent the nights together in a hotel that our family put together for us, which is really nice. That was
because we didn't
one
really
of the
think
nicest
about
hotels
that.
I've stayed in.
They were like, huh?
You're probably not gonna want to stay in his family's
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
You're probably not gonna want to stay in your apartment at the time either. So we got put up in a nice hotel, and then basically first thing in the morning, shipped down to Florida.
Yeah, because I still lived in Ohio at the time. So we had, the days leading up to our wedding, I had been packing up all of my belongings and putting them in my car.
Mm-hmm.
And thankfully I have an SUV. Is that what it is? Yeah, it's an SUV. So I had been like putting everything I own in there, trying to get everything to
her
fit.
whole life into her car.
And like I was kind of stressed during our ceremony because I think there were a few things I still hadn't finished packing.
Yeah.
So like basically right after our ceremony, we went over to my apartment, finished packing everything, and then drove to the hotel.
Yeah.
And then the next day we drove from Ohio to Georgia, stayed at my sister's house.
Yeah, because her family's
and then
in Georgia.
From Georgia to Orlando, where we went into our first apartment together for the first time. Yeah. And something fun about that first day. So while Enrique was driving, because I think I made him drive from Georgia to Florida.
Yeah. She didn't want to drive in Florida. Wait, to be fair, Florida has horrible drivers.
Yeah, and I had never driven in Florida before. He'd lived there for a while. But while he was driving, I was hard at work on Facebook Marketplace.
I was so impressed by this.
So our sister had already purchased us a mattress as our wedding gift, which was great because we also didn't think about that.
No, I just didn't think we were going to have a mattress for a while. I thought we were going to be living on an air mattress.
Yeah. So she got us an actual mattress, which was great, and it was shipped to the apartment, and Enrique had set it up like the week before.
And it's still the mattress we use today.
Yeah. But on our drive down, I was like, I want a bed frame. So I was on Facebook Marketplace looking for bed frames, and I coordinated to meet this guy for his bed frame at a gas station. On our way, we hadn't even gotten to the apartment.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
think.
we hadn't shown up yet.
Like, we were still on our way through Orlando, and I was like, here, take a left. 10 minutes that way. We're going to go to this gas station and get a bed frame.
I think we had to drop things off first because it wouldn't have fit in your car.
But it was still the same day.
Yeah, same day.
It was still the same day.
And we got a TV stand that same day, didn't we?
I think it
or
was
the
next
couch.
day. That was within the week. Within the week, we also got a TV stand and a free couch from Facebook Marketplace. So, like, within the first week, we had a bed on a bed frame, a TV stand, and a couch.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed with that.
For, like, what, less than...
Well, the couch is free. This TV stand was like $50.
Yeah.
And the bed frame was like $60 or something like that. Yeah.
So it was, like, less than $200 because we did have to buy the U-Haul to pick up the couch. We probably could have shoved it in my car, but...
No, we couldn't have.
That would have been a little, you know when you're driving on the freeway and you see people and they have
tied down.
They have some weird stuff tied down their truck, and you're like, man, I sure hope that doesn't fall out and hit my car. Yeah, that's what that situation was.
I don't think you would have been able to shove this thing into your car.
No, a little bit would have been hanging out the back.
No, I know, but it's just so wide. I don't think your trunk's wide enough to fit this thing. Maybe if it.
I think it would have, but I don't think it would have been safe.
I think you're overestimating the size of your trunk. Yeah. So now we've been in Florida. We've been married for over 2 years now. We just celebrated our 2-year anniversary in July.
Yeah. And we did do a honeymoon.
Yeah, eventually.
Like,
a year later.
On our 1-year anniversary.
We did. We did 3 days. 3 days or 2 nights?
Something like that.
3 nights. Something like that. 3 days, 2 nights, or 4 days, 3 nights, one of those, in Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge. That was the first Disney resort that either of us had ever stayed in, and I think we spoiled ourselves with it.
Yeah, it was great.
So we got a discounted rate because we're cast members on like the regular room, just the regular Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge room. And me I like to like, you never know until you ask, right? That's kind of my philosophy on things. And so when we got there, we were getting checked in at the reception desk. I was like, hey, just so you know, it's our anniversary. Is there any chance you could upgrade us to a Savannah View? It's fine if you can't, but I just thought I'd ask. And so she did a little clicking on her computer. She called her manager, like waited for like 20 minutes for her manager to pick up. And then she was like, yeah, we have one Savannah room ready for you to upgrade. So we got upgraded to the Savannah View. And if you've never seen the Savannah View at Disney Animal Kingdom Lodge, it's like the most magical thing I've ever seen. And it's like, we have so many pictures. Maybe I'll put some up here of the rainbow. So of course it's Florida in the summer, so it stormed. But then after the storm, there was this beautiful double rainbow over the savannah. So we were just sitting on our balcony, overlooking the savannah
Painting
with all
rocks.
the giraffes and the zebras. Yeah, painting rocks.
Dinosaur rocks.
And we had a double rainbow coming over. It was literally like the most magical thing I've ever experienced. It was so cool. And just eating Mickey waffles out on the balcony for breakfast. Doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah, it was great.
I highly recommend it as an Animal Kingdom Lodge if you've never been. It was really,
the
really
vibes, phenomenal,
immaculate. So how have you been living in Florida? How's that been for you?
It's been fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty similar to your home.
Yeah.
Georgia.
It's hot for a lot longer than Georgia is. It's the same kind of hot, like
very
humidity wise and stuff, but it's just hot for a lot longer.
Too long
than I'm used to. Like I'm used to it being a little cooler.
Like it snowed in Georgia last year. That doesn't really happen.
Yeah, it doesn't happen in Florida. At least not this far
ever
in Florida.
Maybe like up north in Jacksonville, it'll sometimes snow.
But I've been enjoying it. There's a lot to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's very easy to keep busy.
Yeah, there's so much.
There's so much to do.
I think you could live a lifetime here and not do everything.
Like we're still discovering new beaches and lakes.
Oh, it's so nice being an hour and a half from the beach.
Yeah, I think recently we've been trying to discover more like wildlife areas, like lakes and
mostly because I've gotten into fishing.
Yeah, well, I've been wanting to explore them more too.
Yeah,
but it's been really hot, so we've been kind of waiting it for right now. Basically, we've been waiting for it to cool down a little bit.
If you want to do anything outdoors in Florida, you gotta wait till like October to do it.
Unless you're swimming. If you're swimming, you can do that in summer. But or like beaches.
Yeah, the beach. But if you want to do anything like hiking, camping, like we just went on a camping trip, so fun.
Didn't we go on a hike in like January, February, March, April, like in May or June, over by Split Oak, by Back to Nature? I think we went on a hike there, but I think it was right between spring and summer. It's still too hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were like, this is the last hike of the summer.
Like,
we will not be going again until it cools.
October to like February, maybe March is like your time to go hiking. That's also when all the bugs are gone because
so we've got to take advantage of that
this
year.
We have horrible mosquitoes and no-see-ums and all that fun stuff that like to bite you up.
Speaking of mosquitoes.
Yes.
We went camping for Enrique's birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Last week.
Oh, that's why this is here, in case you were wondering.
His birthday balloons.
I turned 23 on the 23rd. It was my golden birthday, so we had some golden decorations.
Some gold, silver foil balloons.
So we figured we would add that to the takeaway today.
Because he did not want to pop them or throw them away.
Yeah, for some
reason.
Sentimental about those things.
He's a lot more sentimental about like, I guess, personal things like that. Like, if it's up to me, I'd be like, cool, these balloons were cool. Throw away.
Eventually we'll throw them away.
Bye.
I like to hang on to it for a little bit.
But yeah, that's fine.
I'm not a hoarder, I promise.
I don't know if I'd let you. They deflate eventually.
No, for sure.
I'd be like, what are they still doing here?
So you were saying about the mosquitoes.
Anyway, right, the mosquitoes.
Which I want to go into a full deep dive of the camping trip once Angel's back on the podcast since he didn't experience it.
I'll just talk about the mosquitoes.
Yes, no, for sure. The mosquitoes were terrible.
So
I still have bites.
We get to the camping site. We went to Sebastian Inlet State Park, which, if you've never been, it is near Melbourne on the east coast of Florida.
Yeah.
It is gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
I wish we had more time there because there is a lot more to explore in that state park that we didn't get a chance
We
to.
had one night there and we got there at like 8 p.m.
Yeah, we had one night there. We really only went to one little section of beach and we didn't explore the rest, which is kind of sad. But that one section we did go to was beautiful. So we get out of the car and we start looking around the campsite because we want to get a lay of the ground, see where we want to put our tent, see where the fire is
It's
going to
already pitch black.
be. And a few minutes into that, we're all itching. It's only been a couple of minutes that we've been out of the car, and we're already itching everywhere. And so we start frantically digging through the car, looking for the bug spray, because we thought we'd have a minute to unpack, and then when we get to the bug spray, we'll spray ourselves off. Rookie mistake.
It was instant.
Yeah. Instant. So we finally find the bug spray, and we're like all fighting to like spray ourselves off.
Dousing ourselves
in bug spray. Once we had the bug spray on, it was chill. We were still itchy from the previous bites, but I don't think there were many new bites once we had the bug spray on. So, if anyone's wondering, next time you go, just
Do you ever play on camping?
put it on in the car.
Yeah.
Just don't breathe. Spray the whole car with bug spray. Just hotbox the car with bug spray. Good to go. Or simple answer, you could just get like the little spray bottles of spray it on your hand and like wipe it on your body.
Yeah.
That's probably a better car solution.
Yeah, probably.
Than hotboxing yourself in with bug spray.
Yeah, so that's just been kind of some of our adventures here as a married couple in Florida. We've been having a lot of fun. Hopefully we'll have many more adventures to come. I don't think we plan on leaving Florida anytime soon.
Not unless for some reason Disney disappears from Florida.
Which I don't think it will. I don't think Disney's going anywhere.
Like Phineas and Ferb style. Like,
nope. Just picked off the earth.
Yeah. If that happens, then
yeah.
I think we'll leave Florida. But
I think we should probably call it here. It wasn't a full episode, but a nice little, get to know us a little bit. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you want to have Emmaley on as a guest in another episode, let us know in the comments down below. I think she did great. I think she's a natural podcasting.
Okay.
I don't know if she wants to be on another episode.
I don't know. I don't feel like I was that funny.
Huh?
I don't know. I feel like you need to be funny.
You don't need to be funny for a podcast.
I don't know.
It's okay.
I would only watch a podcast if it was funny.
As long as you have interesting.
But I don't judge you guys.
That's okay. I mean, no one's as funny as Angel, so you had big shoes to fill, literally.
I don't know. I feel like Angel and I are pretty funny together.
Yeah, for sure. That's what, I feel like that's why we work together so well on the podcast is that we just feed off of each other really well. But no, she did great. Everyone say nice things in the comments. If you say anything mean,
it's like
I'll block you.
This is my wife's first podcast. Be nice.
Like that trend.
Yeah.
My boyfriend wants to show you his collection of X, Y, and Z. Be nice. Everyone, be nice in the comments.
Speaking of collections, if you want a collection tour of Enrique's knickknacks and doodads, comment below and he'll do a full tour of all of his little figurines and lightsabers and helmets and whatever else is over on that shelf in the corner.
Sure, if you really want that. So thank you guys so much for watching and listening. If you're listening on Spotify, shout out. If you guys enjoyed this, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, follow us on Spotify, all that fun stuff. Hopefully we'll be back to our regularly scheduled podcast with Angel. Again, not that we don't love Emmaley and love having her here. We're very appreciative that she decided to come in as a guest. We can also just have her on as a guest with Angel here too. I think that'd be really fun. We just have to get a third microphone.
Or you and I just like
share
a microphone. Yeah.
I think we like each other enough to sit that close.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments below what you want to see in future episodes. Again, if you want any advice, if you have any questions for us, email us at anythingandeverythingpodmedia@gmail.com or Instagram, DM us at anythingandeverythingpodmedia. Follow us there. Follow us on TikTok. I haven't been doing very good about posting clips, but it'll happen eventually. So just follow us on all our socials and make sure to stay tuned for the next episode. So anything you want to say before we go?
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.